Hello YouTube watchers. I'm making a better late than never video on how to set up games on the OpenPandora mini PC with a Linux OS and Lego emulator machine. And a lot of people seem to have trouble doing it. A lot of people don't, but a significant amount of people do. And I'm not going to get into the mechanical specifications of it. It is a clamshell design. With two SD card slots. And on these SD cards is where you put all of your stuff. And I'm going to show you a basic tutorial on how to put your stuff on the card and have it play on the Pandora. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I know when I first received mine some years ago, I was totally lost on what to do. I bought it on a whim. I didn't realize it was a little more work than I expected. For the most part, it's not a plug-and-play device. You have to do a few things, and I'm just going to show you the basic things to do to get you up and running so you can play some games on this thing. Not all of the games are this easy. Some require some file searching that some people might be put off on. Others that are tinkerers and like to explore might like it. Again, you have an open source machine, and developers are always developing freeware, open source games, and most of those are just pretty easy to just put on the card and play. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and also how to put some basic emulators on there. If this has been done before, then I'm sorry for being redundant, but I'm sort of doing this as I said before, as a better late than never video, and just for my own soul easing. So, first thing you want to do is you want to use a card. An SDHC card is preferable over an SDXC, and the reason why I say that is because with an SDXC you have to do a flashing and a formatting for it to play on this operating system, which is Linux, and I'm not very familiar with that. So an SDHC card you can just play right away. After you do it, I'm going to show you how to do. And the first thing you want to do is you have to make up some folders. Now I have a Mac, as you can probably tell, so yeah, I guess it's similar on a PC. I'm not that savvy with PC, but I know it can't be that much of a difference. So on the Mac, you're going to make up your first folder, and how you do that, of course, is you just go into the middle little asterisk there, and it's going to say new folder, and you're going to make up a new folder. And you're gonna label the new folder Pandora. That's your first folder that you just named on this blank card. And I hope you can see this. There it is, Pandora. Okay? You're going to double click on the Pandora, and you're going to make up 4 more folders. The first folder you're going to make up, go to new folder, is going to be called apps. Okay? You're going to make up another folder. Second new folder you're going to make up is going to be called app data. Again, this is my way of doing it, and I found this to be the easiest way for somebody like me that's not very technical. You're going to make another folder, and that folder is going to be, excuse me, desktop. And I'm going to say, if you don't know what an emulator is, then I would suggest you Google it. And your last folder, I'm going to put menu. So now you have these 4 subfolders in the Pandora folder. Pandora, double click, 4 subfolders. Okay, now in the last folder, the menu folder, you want to put another subfolder in the menu folder, and that folder is going to be called games. If you can't spell games, I don't think you should be buying this machine. So there you go. Again, Pandora, double click, 4 subfolders, and in the last folder menu, you have the games folder. That's it. Now you've made up your card. Now you can put whatever you want inside the card. I'm going to explain these folders. And then I'm going to show you how they appear inside the OpenPandora. Okay, the first folder is the menu. Well, I'm sorry, is app data. I'm going to go to apps first and explain basically what that is. Your apps folder is where all your emulators go. When I say your emulators, I mean, you know, the legal files that enable you to play the games. Your Sega emulators, your Nintendo emulators, your Atari emulators, all will be downloaded inside in here, inside the apps folder. Okay. Now I'm going to show you my card. I have a card that I'll show you how it's all set up on my card. But I'm just going to give this brief explanation first. So you have your apps folder. Your app data folder, for the most part, is where all the sub-files of your games and your emulators go. And it's an amazing process that it automatically does all of that, for the most part. There's going to be some emulators and games that you're going to download where you have to retrieve your own app data as far as the files are concerned so that you can get the games and play the games. But a lot of these apps, once you open up the app, say you have a Nintendo app and you open it up and then you go back to your card and you go to app data, you'll click on app data and you'll see all of the files that are needed in order to get you playing the games you want to play. Desktop is just simply, I don't use desktop, but I just put it in there anyhow. Desktop is if there's a specific application emulator you want on your screen. Otherwise, they go on randomly on your screen. You can take off and put on whatever you want. But I'm not going to show that, really. I'm just going to show what's on the screen. You know, any of the applications or emulators that aren't on the screen are in the menu inside the. I'm sorry, or on the desktop, on the home button screen. And I'll show you that. Now again, your menu. You have your games inside your menu folder, and the games are all the open source games that are available legally for free. Some are paid, and for the most part all you do is you just take those files and stick them in your games folder, and I'm going to show you that on my card that I already made up. So that's it. That's how you get yourself started. When you put this card with these folders inside the Pandora, it recognizes it all automatically. So, with that said, I'm going to eject this card that I made up, and I'm going to show you a card that I have that has, I'll say, stuff on it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this card out of here. Taking this card out of the SD card slot of the Pandora, and I'm going to put it into the card reader of my computer. Hopefully your computer has a card reader. If it doesn't, you can always buy an external card reader. And I'm going to open up and show you what I have. Again, here's Pandora. There are your 4 files. Now I'm going to go to Menu, and I'm going to open up Menu, then I'm going to open up Games, and you can see I have all of these. I have 80 games on this card in here. These are all either freeware, open source games, or shareware, paid for games. You might recognize Quake 2 is in here. It's a Space Invaders game. Vector's a very popular vector style game. Tetris game. You know, there's hundreds of them. There's takeoffs on games that you already know. And you notice that they all end in PND. Let me see if I can make that up a little closer. They all of these games that you stick in the games folder end in PND. And you get them at a website called the Pandora repo. You get everything you want at the Pandora repo. Now, let's go to apps. And I was talking about this before. In the apps, you can see that I have various emulators in here. I have Pico Drive, which is a Sega emulator. O2EM is a Odyssey 2 emulator. I have Commodore 64, an Atari, and there's hundreds of them. This is where they go, inside apps. They also end in PND. Now, in the app data folder, you have these subfolders now of these applications and games that you've downloaded in your menu file and your apps file. And this is the stuff that's needed to play the game. For instance, with Vector, it just has the DAT file. You need that to play the game. Some of these emulators and games that you put in here, once you play them, once you open them to play, they automatically appear in the app data folder. In other words, it's automatically supplied with everything you need to play the game. Now I'm going to give you an example here. I downloaded an emulator for the Nintendo DS called Drastic. Totally legal. I click on that. This is everything I need in here to make that game play. I made up a folder called ROMs. In that ROMs folder, I only have 4 games here, but you can see I have WarioWare, Meteos, Mario Kart DS, and Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Again, all this is done legally. There's no infringement, copyright infringements, or anything as such. So I had to make up that file the same way I made up the other files. Sometimes you have to do that. Other times, everything's automatically there, and it's a matter of you going and legally getting the games that you need. Same thing with the Atari. You know, it depends. Some of them, you have more stuff in there than others. Some of them, you'll have everything you need automatically there. And other stuff, like I said, you have to go seek and find, and that might frustrate some people. So you just get the easier stuff to start off with. Here's Pico Drive. This is a Sega emulator. I made up a ROMs folder, and I have some games in there. Snatcher, Sonic, Final Fight, Doom. Again, just to let you know, this isn't all just pick up and play. Some of it you have to find other files that are contingent to make the games play. But your best bet to start off with initially is in your menu, in your games, you go to this website, which I'm going to show you now, called the Pandora repo. And this is the website. And it has a whole bunch of games here. Say you wanted to download a game called Not Tetris. You see here it says download. This is a free open source legal game. You go to download it, and lo and behold, it's downloading it. And again, you see the PND. You got a few seconds left. Right? Right. It's done. If you have a Mac, I hope you know how to open up your downloaded games. But if you have a Mac, you go to your Finder, and you go to Downloads, and you can see right here, that's just what I downloaded. I had another game in there too, but I just downloaded this non-tetris.pnd. And all you would do is you open up your card, okay? You open up the card, you have this here, and you're going to take this PND, sorry about this, and you're going to drop and drag it into the games folder in here. And that's all you have to do. That's all it is to it. You just drop and drag. Take it from here, drop it, and drag it in here. And now you're going to see non-Tetris is there. Now I'm going to take it out of there because I already have it in another card. But that's it. Now, what I'm going to show you is how to open it up and how to play it properly. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to eject my card that was in the Pandora, my SDHC card. And if you excuse me for a second, I'm going to move this cam over here so you can get a, pardon me, so you can get a better view of what's going on here. Okay, good. Now, what we're going to do here is we have the Pandora. I'm just going to raise this up a little bit here. All right, we have the Pandora. I'm going to take my card out. This is the card that that I have inside the Pandora. It's a 32 gigabyte SDHC card. And I'm going to put this card inside the Pandora, like so. Just click it in there. And I'm going to turn on the machine. A little button right here. And we're going to show you what I was talking about, and I hope this helps. I really do. Okay, so it's booting up now, and what you're going to do is you want to find that game, or you want to find any game. You press your menu button, and this is similar to like a Windows, an older Windows operating system. Now you see games there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom this up. And you can see there where it says games. Well, guess what? Those are the games that I put in that card. So with that, you have your games that are categorized. So let's go to puzzle and board. Different puzzle and board games. Let's go to arcade. You have a whole list of arcade games. And that is where all of your games are. That's where all of your games are on the card of that subfolder that you made. Now, sometimes you have to reboot the machine. At least with this machine I do. You have to reboot it to pick up everything that's on the SD card. You know, for the games you just downloaded. So you reboot the machine, and again, this is your OpenPandora. You have a D-pad, you have these nubs, you have your 4 standard buttons, analog, D-pad, Quirtry keyboard, nice little LCD screen. Okay, again, main menu. I'm just going to press this bottom Pandora icon button here. Again, I'm going to go to games. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. I just got this cam, so I'm not too proficient with it. And I'm going to go to arcade. And you can see I have all of these games on here. And, you know, apparently I'm looking for the game that I just downloaded, and I thought I already had it on here, but I don't. So I feel kind of like I'm letting you people down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to download that game now, just so you can see what I'm doing. It was not Tetris. I don't know why I don't have it on here. I did delete it. It would be under puzzle and board. You have Tetris Crisis, Tetris Queen, but this was not Tetris. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this again live. Now, we're gonna get the card back. We're gonna open it up again, and you're gonna see how to do this. All right. So the card's going to come up. And we're going to open up this card again. And I'm going to show you exactly what the heck's going on here. All right. Now, as you remember there's the card with the Pandora and all that. Now I'm going to go to Pandora Repo. We're going to go to that website. And we're going to go for...
It's 10 o'clock.
Thank you. I'm glad you told me it's 10 o'clock. We're going to go to Not Tetris. We're going to open up this game here. And like we did before, we're going to download it. And as you can see here, it's downloading. 10 seconds left. It has a 1 next to it because I already downloaded it, which my short-term memory is a little impaired. You'll have to forget me. And forgive me. So we've done that now. We're going to close the screen. We're going to open up the Finder on our iMac. And as you can see here, we're going to go to Downloads. And there's Non-Tetris. We're going to open up our card, which is Pandora. We're going to go from Pandora, we're going to go to Menu, and remember, it's in Games. Open up the Games folder. Go back to our download. And we're going to take Non-Tetris, and we're going to drop it and drag it right in there.
I'm going to shower.
And you're going to be able to see right there, there's non-tetris.pnd. It's in there now. Alright, so now I'm going to close everything. And I'm going to show you how the game appears, how to play it on here. So we're going to eject the card. And we're going to put the card back inside the Pandora. Okay, here's this lovely machine. And what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go to this menu button. Hold on, let me switch things a little bit here. I'm going to go to the menu button. And we're going to go Over to games. And here are all your list of games in here. And there you can see under arcade is not Tetris. There it is. Now, all I'm going to do here is to play it. I'm going to press enter on here. And here's the game booting up. Not Tetris. And that's how easy it is. It's that easy, folks. And if I can do it, anybody can, I think. So thank you for watching this video. And if you need more specifics, please let me know. And please comment.